Hello, lovelies. This is 5-Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening today. I am thrilled that you are. And today I want to talk to you about how to coach yourself. So sometimes I've worked with manifesting coaches before, and I do some manifesting coaching. And when I first started working with a manifesting coach, I made that decision because I knew that I wasn't getting the results that I wanted to get. And I was willing to invest in it and see what I could do to get different results. And it was worth the investment for me. I was really grateful for all of the coaches I worked with. I've only worked with a couple, but sometimes you work with a coach and it's not exactly a fit. And so I am grateful for all the coaches I've always worked with. And I'm grateful for all the people that I coach, and just so honored that they allow me an opportunity to share in their story and in their manifestations. But sometimes you need help in the moment, and a coach is not available. And then sometimes you really need kind of some immediate assistance. And that's when you can turn to podcasts or videos on YouTube or blogs or whatever, wherever you get your manifesting information or maybe one of Neville Goddard's books or lectures. And you really just need some immediate attention. So what I want to talk about in this podcast is how to coach yourself when you're having one of those kind of moments. I don't want to use the word emergency, although it can feel like an emergency. Like you're just at a very high level of what feels like need, and you need to soothe yourself, right? So I've talked about in the past that self-soothing is really one of the keys, I think, to manifesting. And so what can you do? You're in that moment. And if you're listening to this podcast about manifesting, you very likely know the moment I mean. The moment where you want what you want. Everything in the outside world looks like it's not going to happen. And maybe, and if you keep thinking this way and believing the outside world, it's definitely not going to happen. You're not going to get your manifestation. So what you can do in that moment to coach yourself. So I like to start with the first place that I start with when I'm coaching myself is it's okay. Everything is okay. Even this can look however it looks, and it's still okay. And you know what? I don't need this thing. I don't need this specific person. I don't need a text message. I don't need whatever it is. Whatever it is can happen and unfold exactly as it is right now, and I am going to be okay because I am committed to myself. So I give myself that little pep talk, and I've had to do it lots and lots of times. And so it's okay. And if you have to just start over as soon as you're finished and start that pep talk over about how you're going to be okay, do that. Do that for as long as you need. Now, sometimes if I have a very specific question, I will turn to podcasts or blogs or YouTube to see if I can find some information that will help me feel better. This doesn't always work. Sometimes this can backfire, and it can just get your spiral going a little bit faster. So just be careful with that one. But sometimes it does help if you find a specific YouTube video or a podcast that's really on the topic of what you need to do. But what you need to do is to stop the spiral and get yourself to a place where you feel okay. You don't have to feel great. You don't have to feel joyful or on top of the world or like your manifestation is for sure coming. You just need to get yourself to a better place where the spiral has stopped and you feel okay. And then you start your manifesting process. When you feel okay, you go into your visualization, you go into your scripting, whatever focusing method you use, you go into that if you feel okay. If you still feel like you have a lot of resistance, then maybe hold off on doing your focusing technique and just face the resistance. You just look at the resistance and say like, okay, this is here. It's true. This is how I feel. These are my real feelings. I feel like I'm not going to get what I want, or whatever it is. I mean, it could be any number of things. I feel like my specific person is on a date with someone else, or whatever thing that you're feeling, and you face it And you can say, that's okay. I can still get my manifestation. I can start manifesting anew in this very moment. So the key to coaching yourself is really noticing, first of all, that you're in a spiral and that you need help. And one way you can notice that is if you feel like you need to reach out to a coach. And they're not available right in that moment, right? So sometimes I get emails from clients or emails from listeners who want me to email back right away. And I do my best to do that. But sometimes I can't always do that. And so that's one reason I'm making this podcast is I've gotten some messages that I wasn't able to get to in a timely manner. And so I want you to know that you can do this for yourself. You don't need to pay a coach. Although, like I've said, I believe in coaching. I've paid coaches and it was a good investment for me. I do my very best to do a good job for the clients that I work with too. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. You can do this. And may you manifest exactly what you want.